Hello, I've just made some biscuits. If you like the recipe, it's going to be on Felicity Crafts later, but then I need somebody to have a cup of tea and biscuit with. Let's invite them by showing them this fantastic little present with tea bags and biscuits all in one. Perfect. Felicity can invite her friends around for a cup of tea. I'm going to show you how to make it. We've got a version with ribbons and our biscuits inside there, and we've got a version on this kind of paper too, in a slightly different size. All we're going to need for this is the biscuits, obviously, some A4 paper. So you can make these absolutely any size you want. I'm doing it from A4 because it's the easiest to see. So what we need is some paper. We need a pencil, a ruler, a hole puncher, some ribbon, and tea bags and biscuits. That's all, not very much. Paper-wise, I found that this was the really good stuff again. Some of this paper here that we've used before, which is too thick for folding too much, that one worked really well on here, but I'm isolating, so I can't get out and buy any more, and I've actually run out of whole sheets, so I'm going to have to do it with some just coloured paper. But if you can get out to the shops and you can buy yourself some interesting thick paper like this, that's the one that works the best. And what we're going to do is we're going to measure it up like this, and each of these squares is 5 centimetres. So we're going to make a 5 centimetre square in each corner, measuring up, and then another 5 centimetre square next to it, so that it looks like that. You might want to pause there so that you can have a look at it. Now when you've done that, and you've unpaused me again, we're going to cut the corner one off. Did I say you needed scissors earlier? Of course you need scissors when you're using something to do with paper. We're going to need that, aren't we? This would make a really good present for a teacher, although teachers do like bottles of gin as well. But you could make this for your WI group meeting again. You could make this for your friend to say, hey, let's have a cup of tea together when you're going around. Okay, anything you want, and you can adapt it lots of different ways. But what we're going to do, it's surprisingly easy to make as well, and it's all about that lovely paper. You might want to keep these squares that you've cut off. Oh, I didn't cut that one very well. I'm going to cut it again. I cut it too small, thankfully, rather than too big, so that means I can still do it. You might want to keep those, use them for something else, because we're not going to need them in this one. I'll put them in my tray of scraps there. And this is what we're going to have. So we've now got the corners cut off like that. And now we're going to go on to our other squares in the corner, and we're going to fold them diagonally. I'm just going to draw the fold line on, but you absolutely don't have to. This is just so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn that one into the corner along that line. And then I'm going to do the same with all 4 of them. Remember, you do not want these big black lines on yours. Pencil is fine. You don't want to be seeing the lines. I'm only doing it so that you can see it. So we're just going to fold each one of those in like that. So we've now got our corners turned in. And now we're going to turn this side in. We're going to imagine that we're going along this line here. But you don't have to draw the line in or do any kind of fancy scoring, because you can just guess where that line is going to be. So this line here, we're going to fold along. You can see where it is, and you can fold it in. And you're going to do the same on the other side as well. You're going to fold that one in. So that we've now got it like that. I'm just going to show you that upside down. We're folding that one in. Okay, we're now going to come to here where we have the V, the point where that is meeting there, and we're going to turn it over. You remember that you've got to make good folds, don't you? We're going to turn it over, and I'm just going to draw a little line on here so that you can see. You do not want to do this. I just want on this pink paper for you to be able to see really clearly where, I'm not sure if that is all that clear actually, but you've got that like that, so you're folding down to that side. We're going to open that up and do the same on the other side. So we have now got our two little pockets where we can put our tea bag. What kind of a tea bag should we use? We should get one from Yorkshire, of course. Yorkshire tea is the only one we want to be putting in there. So let's get ourselves our Yorkshire tea bag and check that it fits inside. Obviously some smaller, like less important counties have tea which might not fit in there, but we'll give ourselves a lovely Yorkshire tea bag and make sure that that fits there like that. Now, the biscuits look lovely when you've made them nice and small, tied with a ribbon and slipped inside. Now, yeah, they're going to fall out. If you go in and visit your friend and you go like that, they're going to fall out. So if you do want to wrap them into a cellophane or something like that, absolutely. But it's not so good for the environment. If we tie this in a ribbon like this, we can absolutely undo that ribbon and use it lots of times when we're doing that. So we can have this like this, put our biscuit inside and keep it. You can have this slightly taller one. The first one, I just put a paper clip to fasten the two together, and you can get all kinds of fancy looking paper clips if you want to. You could, however, make this a little bit stronger by folding it down. So it's up to you, however much you want to have on the top of the foldiness. So with this one, I folded it down in half completely. You know, that's what I did with that one that's made that lower thing and slipped myself a ribbon through. I'm just going to take the biscuits out for a second, and I'm going to use my hole puncher to make some holes along the top. Remember, one of the things with the hole puncher that's really irritating is when you don't go far enough in so it catches the edges. So just make sure you have gone really far in so that your holes are nicely, otherwise you're going to ruin the whole thing. I'm going to put my biscuits inside, and then I'm going to put my ribbon on. So I've got a lovely gross grain ribbon with a nice pattern on here, which is nice and strong, but you could use anything here. You could use string, you could use anything that you like, and you could do any kind of tying that you like. Because this is a nice patterned ribbon, I'm going to do it just so that we can see that lovely pattern, and I'm going to keep it like that to give somebody. But if you wanted to carry it, you make your ribbon a little bit longer. You don't want to do it at all, you do it like that. You could reuse this again and again, and actually this pocket is really good for using in scrapbooking as well. That same fold gives you something to tuck in there. Obviously, if your friend didn't like Yorkshire tea, you could always give them something else, or get another friend who has a great taste. I hope you really enjoy making those for each other. Maybe when your WI meets again, we will be having tea and biscuits together. My biscuit recipe here is one of the best ones ever, and I'm going to put that on Felicity Crafts as an extra bonus for you. I'll see you again soon. Bye.